Welcome back to Serious Sports Talk. It's Tuesday, and that means it's waiver wire time. It's week 5. It's harder to pick a couple waiver wire picks. I just got done reading NFL.com's waiver wires, and the whole list consists of the guys that I've been telling you guys about for the past 4 weeks. So, without further ado, here are the week 5 picks. At quarterback, I'm going to bring back a guy I said in week 2, Carson Palmer. He's owned in only 6.6% of the leagues, and he's looking good in practice, which means that little nerve thing in his shoulder might be back, might be gone, actually. So he might be back as soon as this Sunday against the Denver Broncos. If he's back, he's going to do good things for your fantasy team. Drew Stanton did a good job replacing Carson Palmer, but as long as Palmer's healthy, he'll be starting, and he'll do good things through the air. So might be good risk to pick up Carson Palmer. Not a lot of other quarterbacks at this late in the season that you could pick up that are going to really help out your team. Kyle Orton, for one, might be able to help out your team. He might hurt it more. Also, Blake Bortles or Teddy Bridgewater. There's not a lot of guys left at the quarterback position specifically that can help out your fantasy team. Carson Palmer might be the only one. Running back, I look for Andre Williams. He's owned in only 30.2% of the leagues. He's the backup running back to the New York Giants, but they're doing a more 1-2 punch kind of thing between him and Rashad Jennings than really a full role with Jennings and a backup with Andre Williams. And with the Giants' offense really starting to look like it's getting rolling, Williams might be a good guy to pick up in fantasy, get you a couple points here and there if your running backs are on bye weeks or get injured. Another guy to look for, Anton Smith. He's owned in 1.1% of the leagues. I wouldn't really pick him up as a starting option, but if you have, say, Steven Jackson or another bye week running back or another running back that might be susceptible to an injury, Anton Smith would be the guy to step up if Steven Jackson were to be hurt, seeing as he's getting the most touches out of all their backups. Devontae Freeman, Jacquizz Rodgers, he's getting the most points. He's good in big play downs, and he's really shown some big games this season. He won't be consistent, but he might be a spark for your team. At wide receiver position, you're going to look for Malcolm Floyd. He's owned in only 4.2% of the leagues. He's a San Diego Chargers wide receiver, and the Chargers have looked pretty good throwing the ball this year. Phillip Rivers is having a really good season, and he likes to spread the ball around. Look for Malcolm Floyd. Their running game is decimated with injuries, so they're going to pass it a lot. Floyd's a popular target for Phillip Rivers. Maybe a good pickup. Another guy you're going to want to look for is Miles Austin. He's owned in 4% of the league. He's good for big plays. Kind of the same thing like I said about Anton Smith. He's not going to be consistently putting up numbers, but if you need a guy to be put in for a bye week or an injury, Miles Austin did some really good things in Dallas. Might do some good things here in Cleveland. Next position we're going to look for is tight end. I would say Larry Donnell, although I already used him up 2 weeks ago on my waiver wires. I'm going to go with Dwayne Allen here. He's owned still only in 11% of the leagues. He seems to be Andrew Luck's favorite tight end over Coby Fleener. So really go after him. He'll have some good pickups. And last but not least, I'm going to throw in a kicker, which is not usually something you pick up off the waiver wire, something you might pick up if your kicker goes down or you get a kicker bye week. But Matt Prater, who's owned in only 6.2% of the leagues, is coming off his suspension not this Sunday, but the Sunday after next. And there's going to be a big push for Prater next week. So why not take the chance now to get him, then be at risk to even get him at all next week? If your kicker's not so good, not having as good as you want, go ahead pick up Matt Prater this week. Keep him in your bench for one more week, and he'll be solid for the Broncos, as he always is. That's it for my fantasy football waiver wire pickups for week 5. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. All very few of my listeners. I thank you for commenting on my Facebook page. If you'd just like to put some likes on the video, if you like my videos, comment on the videos. I like to see it in YouTube as well as Facebook. As usual, good luck with your fantasy football waiver wires.